Yes, there was a close call, but I really enjoy those kind of little areas where you have to go off the main route and go along a mountain. Most of the time there's a lot of people in those situations, but it is a fun little ride to go along. It's like going with a car and not really have to do anything besides steering the right direction and going to your next destination. And so today I will go with you through a nice little run in these beautiful Alps in France, which was really amazing. And as you can see, it's always so nice to have the sun blaring in your face and still having some good snow. You cannot have it both, so the snow was sometimes a bit icy, but still there was enough powder on these slopes to make it a fun experience, and it was really nice. As you can see, I think the Alps have one of the best ski areas, ski pistes, ski routes in the world. Especially here you can see how wide the routes are. You can really go anywhere in these mountains, so it was a very nice run with pretty good snow. And it is something that I discussed in the last video, that it is getting hotter and hotter in the Alps, so more and more it will be difficult to find good ski areas where you can really have snow all year round, and especially also at lower levels, because there will always be snow, but you don't want to be stuck at maybe 2000, 2500 and up, and every time you go down you end up with very icy locations. And it will also increase the amount of people you see on the ski route. So here, for example, there's almost no one here. You see every couple of times you see some people, and bear in mind I try to not go in the peak seasons, but I think it's difficult to avoid, especially like February, March, April. There's always some kind of vacation that one of the countries in Europe has, so you will always have some people, but as you can see there's not a lot of people at all, so you have almost the whole mountain for yourself. And even if you want, you can try to find places where there's even less people, so you have to plan a bit. And especially if you're a good snowboarder or skier, you can afford to find some more difficult areas and some areas where maybe not everyone would go. And yeah, you also see some people just having their little lunch in the mountain. It is amazing, and it is something which is so amazing, doing snowboarding, doing sports in the mountains, being able to enjoy the nature, being able to enjoy time with your friends especially, and doing a fun activity, which is in most cases, if you have done it for a couple of weeks already, it's not too difficult. You can go at your own pace. You can everyone can wait on each other if it works best like this. So it's always a nice experience to do with friends, and especially if you have beautiful weather like this, you can enjoy the time so much. You can get some tanning if you want, and you can get the vitamin D. So I really enjoy this area in France. It is a very nice place to be. And here we go a bit on our second route, and as you can see, there's so many of these small little areas where you can go off the trail and do a little bit of off-piste snowboarding if you want to. In this specific time there was not enough snow to really enjoy the off-piste routes, so I had to stay a bit on the main route, but this makes it nice. You can do some carving, you can do some extreme powdering, let's say, where you kick up some powder and you carve and you really cut the snow quite abruptly. And as you can see, I just go past most of the people and I don't go too fast, because it can always be dangerous if you go too close to people, so you have to be responsible obviously when you go on these routes. But as I said before, these routes in the Alps, you can see miles in the distance, and it's just amazing, like having these mountains so close to any country really in Western Europe. You have the whole Alps going through obviously France, then Switzerland, then Austria, even going back to Italy. So Italy is one of those areas I have not been too much, even not yet. So I think I went one time when I was younger, but it is an area I want to explore more. But it is a unique area to enjoy skiing for sure. You can see how the ice is quite hard, and I always try to avoid like going on hard solid ice. It's not really icy. It's just the ice is either very solid and it is not really carvable, and it's not enjoyable really, because you really have bumps. It's like snowboarding on concrete, which is also allows you to glide, but it is not a nice feeling. You want some kind of deep powder experience. And here I continue with the next run, which is also very nice. I do like this GoPro setup on my chest, where you have it is 360, and as you can see here, I'm like carving. I really enjoyed it. Like just going down like this is amazing, and kicking up some powder. I'm a bit sorry for that guy who had to take it, but still, don't do like crazy powder in people's faces. That's not a good thing to do. But here you can see I kick up a lot of snow, so that means there was some snow, and it has been snowing in the last couple of days, but maybe not enough to really make it deep powder snow. And that's something I notice every year. The real like powdery snowstorms are not really there anymore. So you really have to go in the perfect season, not too early, not too late. You really have to find the sweet spot, or go very high in the mountains, or have the assurance that you can go very high in the mountains. Here is again an example of those little sideways where you don't really know it, but you're really like going across a whole mountain to find another ski route. And if you would really track on the map what kind of distance you go through and what kind of peaks you cross by, it's really amazing. And it's really what I like about snowboarding, is having these calm moments. It is very nice. It is really enjoyable to just be zen in these moments. Obviously there's some hardcore times where you go a bit more high speed, but these times you're just enjoying your time. It's not too tiring. But here you can see is where I started. Sometimes you do have quite a lot of people at one spot, and if you do need to go in a small tiny spot, it can be a bit too much. And especially if you're not really that experienced, it can be quite difficult for a snowboard, where for skier it can be a bit more easy to navigate. What I like to do, because I'm not too scared of falling off of this cliff, I like to stay on the left, because I have a bit more room to go, whereas on the right if you go too much to the right, you get stuck on the mountain. This was it. Thank you so much for watching. Put a like, put anything in the comments if you want, and see you next time.